Look, I'm not playing devil's advocate here, but you're saying the Premier League is very competitive. Is it?
Yeah, but it's,
well, yeah.
but Dan, have a look at the 4 teams in the Champions League. I mean, we'll probably talk about that later with Manchester City in the Champions League. I mean, Grealish, if he scored those 2 goals, I mean, that is the best investment Manchester City has ever done. That is the small details. I think it's quite interesting to see that the competition is now against Bayern Munich or Real Madrid or Barcelona if they come back, with PSG, with all their kind of players. I think it's quite interesting to see how Pep is developing at the moment. Last season he took in Grealish. That was not a typical Pep Guardiola player. Now he's taken in a big number 9. But having said that, a lot of people saying, yeah, but he can't work with big number 9s. But Erling Haaland is not only a big number 9. He's also counter-attack players. He's a young players developing. I think it's quite interesting to see one of the best football brains in the world trying new ideas out there.
Nedum.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Dan, you know, I said it's good to see you back. I was lying. You know, bring back all the other people. You know what I mean? But yeah, thanks for everything you do, though. Thank you.
So there's no concern at all that Manchester City could win the next 9 leagues.
No,
so that's fine.
You did this.
I'll bet you don't win the next 9.
I remember, Dan, you did this start of the season when there was talk that City were going to sign Kane and Grealish. You said the title's a foregone conclusion, and lo and behold, there's 3 points now separating 2 sides. And maybe it would have been 3 sides, but Chelsea fell off just at the turn of the year.
Yeah, they didn't get Kane, that's why, Nedum. That's why it's 3 points.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, of course, yeah. But it's not competitive between, say, the top and the middle. But for how many years has it been the case that, like, the top 3 or 4 have just been miles ahead of everybody else anyway? And I think I agree with Stevie in terms of you'd rather see top quality at that end than, in my opinion, it was great for the Premier League that Leicester won the league title that season, but to see all the major powers underperform for a year, if you saw that every single year, the product itself probably wouldn't feel as good as it does right now, in my opinion. But maybe that's my City bias because it is City TV, isn't it?
Well, let's take a look at your City TV starting 11 for the start of next season with Erling Haaland in it. How do you fit him into the team, Nedum?
Well, you just slam him just straight through the middle. You know what I mean? It was quite easy to find a spot for him. But I think this is the thing with City. You know, there were some players I could have put in a Gundogan in there, and the other 2 people playing out wide. You could have changed that. But I don't know, it's, you know, forgetting Grealish as well, it's a tough call. But at the end of the day, I think as is the case of Liverpool this season and City, like, you use the whole squad, everybody will play. Some will play more than others. But even in a bad season for you where you don't think you've played a lot, you'll walk away and you've probably played 30, 40 games. But I think for me, this is the one which I think currently, if Haaland was to be put in, would have the most quality. But who's to say that that won't change, because inevitably the ebb and flow of the season causes that to happen.
But I think one of the most, if you see that team, Dan, in the terms of what you try to suggest, I think what is frightening, and I think one of the things that will attract any striker, if you see the people around you, with De Bruyne, with Silva, with Foden, and I mean, Mahrez, I mean, that is a dreamland for any striker, because you know that you will get good passes, you know you get good crosses, and I think that is, if you see, for one of the main reasons for a striker going to Manchester City, that will be that one. They will score awful lot of goals, and the number 9 will get his fair share of that amount.
I bet Haaland can't wait.
Of course he can't.
The only thing he's guaranteed is chances. Listen, well, you can complain all you want defensively, but going forward, that 6 that was on that sheet of paper, I'll tell you what, Haaland's going to get 2 and 3 and 4 chances every game. And the way he finishes, he might score 2, 3 and 4 every game. But you don't. Would you rather not see that?
I don't know. I honestly, it would concern me going forward. 5 years we're sat here yet again, who will finish second? As opposed to who's going to win the league.
But then to your point, whoever Haaland joins in that shortlist, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, you have the same discussion around that league. So I don't know why this is any different, or why City
I'm not saying it's different.
Why City don't have a responsibility, or the league doesn't have a responsibility. I also think there's greater parity in the Premier League than in many of the other leagues, with some of the tables, say, and their spending power as compared to mid-table to top of the table. You know, and of course, given City's dominance dominance in the Premier League, given how much they spend, it's easy to forget, and I picked on Manchester United there, it's easy to forget Everton, how much money they've spent, and yet they are battling relegation. So it's not as though clubs are unable or unwilling to spend money in the Premier League. They just haven't put the kind of thought or care into it as their results show.
Nedum has his hand up.
Ooh. Yeah, I had my hand up just because when we think about this, you know, you're talking about 5 years where City might win the league, and who knows, maybe they might, and maybe we'll have this conversation in a different manner in all those years to come. But you don't only win a Premier League title by playing City 38 times. You know, you literally play them twice. So if you as a football club can develop and bring in the right players for yourselves and improve on season, then it will be more competitive at the top. Like, Chelsea haven't struggled because City have been great. Chelsea have struggled because Chelsea have struggled in key moments. It's the same reason Man United have struggled. So there is scope for other people to get better. But I think at times, I think it was 2 months ago, the talk was City were boring because they win all the time. And then Liverpool win, it's like, oh, maybe Liverpool boring. But it's just because those two teams are performing to the best of their capabilities, whereas others haven't hit that yet. So it's not competitive. It's just that other teams haven't been able to maximise what they have just yet. But who's to say that they can't do that in the summer with a signing of their own? They can make a big difference.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.